Shadows of the Oborozuki, the Covenant of Stealth. Chapter 14, The Bat Ninja.
The living tree limb yields and is receptive. The dead tree limb snaps and is aged. Be therefore as a blade of grass, yielding and in harmony with nature. Obi-Ichi.
3 disciples of Kuno Garuda eventually came to a town located within Mie Prefecture, with its beautiful valleys and mountainous views which are ever so beautiful at this time of the year. The warm summer breeze blew through the mountains and valleys of Ueno. It seems so peaceful and quiet this area does, very different to Osaka. It is Furanaku, yes, stated Mondo. Yes, as it often is, the energy of the many generations of Shinobi dwell here. I am well acquainted with them, have fought by their side, and so too am I respected here. You are among their people, Mondo-san. Many of the traditions of Shinobi developed here in these mountain ranges, so many generations of Shinobi reside here, in Ueno. Why is it that I see very little warriors? All I see are farmers, said Mondo in curiosity. Well, you see, Mondo, the people are very secretive. Almost every person in this place is a shinobi or has something to do with shinobu, and you may never know who. Mondo understands now. Mondo is inquisitive. The people here are very protective of the village, so you see, Mondo, someone's already sending a report right now. Furanaku pointed to a local shinobi who was speaking to a man who appeared to be a town guard. The local shinobi along with the haughty guardsman peered over at the Covenant of Stealth with suspicion, and soon the local shinobi went back to his daily duty as the guardsman moved onward in a hurried manner. Surely it was to report the arrival of the foreign bushi to his superior. I see you, replied Mondo in reply to Furanaku. Do not stare straight at them, Mondo. Don't make it so obvious that you are aware of their actions, suggested Furanaku. Mondo nervously placed his fist to his mouth and coughed. Brother, what are we to do now? Asked Tatsume. Ask for directions. The Covenant of Stealth approached a local and bowed respectfully. Furanaku told the villager of his involvement in the war against the Fuma pirates and how he had fought alongside Hanzo Hattori and the A.K.A. shinobi on the battleship, and that he needed to locate one by the name of Jeizo no Soto. The villager listened attentively, astonishment flickering in his eyes as he learned about the heroic tales. Intrigued by Furanaku's courage and determination, the villager gestured toward the tranquil waters of Ueno and said, You will find Jeizo by the waters of Ueno. With gratitude swelling within him, Furanaku and the disciples thanked the man for his time and goodwill. As he departed, he could sense the anticipation building within him. As the 3 clansmen climbed over a hill of fiery fall flowers which descended down into another valley lush and green, Lake Ueno could be seen from above. The crystalline stream flowed towards a waterfall as the sounds of rushing water could be heard, culminating as they moved toward the fall. The sprinkles of water could be felt, warm were the vapors as they entered the air surrounding the disciples as they passed the slippery rocky surface just below the waterfall. That is it, that is where we should find Jeizo, down there, said Furanaku as he pointed to the bottom of another ravine which descended lower again as water rushed towards a second waterfall. This one was more ferocious than the last. As the Covenant of Stealth scaled the cliff face downward through the waters of Ueno, they planned to pass over the ravine by a bamboo bridge. Water flowed down this ravine crashing into a stream below, which was surrounded by a beautiful pine forest accompanied by a green field. The stream had a strong current which was quick in moving towards its waterfall some 70 meters in front of the disciples. Step by step the disciples cautiously crossed the aged bamboo bridge as it creaked with every step. Ropes seemed flimsy and worn. When the 3 of them passed over to the center of the bridge, a dark figure appeared at the other side. Looking back to the other end of the bridge, there appeared another figure yet again. Both of these men with better examination boasted a dark cotton hue, with faces only a monkey could love. How you followed me all the way here from Ryokyo I do not know, exclaimed Tatsume as his grunty voice echoed across the cliff face, but my guess is that you must have boarded the Black Raven along with us. You and your friends thought you got away safe and sound, but you're wrong, Moto Tatsume, shouted the angry voice of Musai. So it was you? You son of a stinking baboon! You're the one who set fire to the ship," said Tatsume as Musai smirked with pride. "What makes you think we cannot defeat you again? You won't get away this time, Sarutobi Tatsume, not you or your samurai dogs, so hand over the stone monkey and we may spare your worthless lives." "No way!" A sharpened stone came hurling through the air from the hands of Mondo, hitting Musai's disciple in between the eyes, causing him to fall into the ravine below. "Very good, Mondo, very good." Tatsume patted Mondo on the back and smiled in satisfaction of the barbarian's amazing projectile skills. "Bah! Come on, Tatsume. It will make things a whole lot easier if you just give me that damn thing. And if I do? If you do, I will walk away and never return." "So be it, go fetch," said Tatsume as he tossed the stone monkey into the lake below. "Bakuro! You fool, Tatsume!" In a panic, Musai cut the ropes of the bridge, thus resulting in it collapsing in an instant. Using the bridge to his advantage, Musai then slid down the bridge, passing effortlessly over Furanaku, Mondo, and Tatsume. Musai swung from the bridge into the water like a monkey. Only supported by one side, the bridge now hung down, and Tatsume and the others held onto the tubes of bamboo. Musai continued to try and retrieve the statue as he so ever desperately tried to swim the current, but he was eventually thrown from the waterfall ahead of him. The bridge hung close enough to the water to be able to make the jump without being injured, but without some kind of support the current would quickly lead him right off the waterfall. "Okay, Tatsume, you know what to do in this situation," said Furanaku. "I need you to cut all the support ropes attached to the bamboo, but in a way that you make sure you are able to hold onto the bridge without falling. You don't want to cut yourself off along with it. As you detach the pieces, a portion of the bridge will begin to give way and fall into the stream below us. You need to make sure that you give us enough rope and bamboo to hold onto, so this way we won't get lost in the current. From that point you can cut a piece of the end support rope and use your wakizashi short sword to pull you up to land. Then when we let go, we will quickly fight the current, and being pulled towards your direction you will hand us part of the rope to pull us up onto that piece of land." "Hi," replied Tatsume. "Mondo, I want you to take notice on how this is carried out," said Furanaku. Tatsume began to cut the support ropes with his wakizashi using his monkey climbing techniques. Using the fallen ropes for leverage, Tatsume slid down and soon made it into the river, where he began treading water. In carefully treading the current, Tatsume held onto a long rope which was part of what was used to mount the bridge to the other side. Tatsume cut a long rope, and in using his sheath he was able to stay afloat, giving him enough time and distance to use the chain attached to the bottom of his wakizashi. Tatsume threw the wakizashi onto the land and it stuck into the dirt upon impact. Placing his sheath in his teeth, Tatsume then pulled himself to land ever so swiftly, using the chain attached to his wakizashi as leverage. After doing so, Furanaku and Mondo climbed down the bridge until they were able to let themselves into the water to reach the rope that Tatsume had prepared. Successfully they climbed out of the river into a small forest. "That was an experience," said Mondo. "Yeah, nothing I haven't done before, Mondo," stated Furanaku. "Be ready for any dangers. This isn't even the tip of the iceberg of danger, Mondo-san." "Oh, me sure hope that I never go through that again," said Mondo. "And worse, you say, Tatsume?" "Much worse, Mondo," replied Tatsume. "This is life of Shinobi, I see." Mondo never thought it to be this dangerous, but now Mondo understand. "Tatsume, why? Why did you drop the stone monkey into the river?" "We fought so long and hard for it, and not to mention my arm," asked Furanaku. "Now in Musai's hands it could be very dangerous." "Did you really think that I would just throw away the stone monkey just like that?" replied Tatsume. "What do you mean?" replied Furanaku. "I had the monks back at Katsushoji carve me a perfect replica, while the original one sits safely within the temple of Katsushoji." I never thought you to think ahead, Tatsume. Nicely done," muttered Tatsume. "That should keep Musai and his army of baboons away from the scent of our asses for a very long time." Now let us get the hell out of here before that monkey bastard returns when he finds out that he went through all that trouble in getting soaked for nothing," said Furanaku. "If he even realizes at all, that is," Tatsumeng reminded. "By the time he does, I suspect it will be far too late." "Are you telling me that guy is still alive?" shouted Mondo. "It is a very good possibility, as the monkey clan are not to be taken lightly," Furanaku stated. "The monkey Nusubito are notorious for being hard to kill and capture," replied Tatsume. "So be aware of this, Mondo. To better understand them you need to think like a monkey, got it?" "Hi," replied Mondo. "Hey, look on the bright side, guys, we just took a shortcut anyway. Jeizo resides somewhere in these woods," said Furanaku. After 2 hours of searching the groves beneath the waterfall, the 3 disciples called out for Jeizo, searched various caves, and they were only just beginning to dry up from the water, and it was as if they were getting nowhere. Then upon passing beneath a tall oak tree, Furanaku halted himself as he peered around his environment. He felt a familiar presence. "Jeizo!" shouted Furanaku. "Show yourself! I know you are here somewhere." "You knew I was here, Furanaku?" "Somewhat keen senses you have, my friend, but not as keen as mine." "Jeizo, get down from there," shouted Furanaku as he looked up to the tree above him to see Jeizo hanging upside down from his legs as if he himself was the very bat spirit of the forest. "You are giving me a sore neck looking at you from this position." Startled by the sudden movement of the oak tree, bats flew out of the tree as Jeizo swayed from his branch and jumped down onto the ground to meet Furanaku and the others at their feet. Leaves of the tree began to fall along with Jeizo's descent. Standing at around 5 foot, 8 inches tall with dark olive skin, thin but well-toned, black hair and black eyes, Jeizo was dressed in black with a Shinobi katana sword strapped to his back. "It is good to see you, my old friend. Do you have a position for me in your ranks?" "I have been waiting too long for this, and you know it, my good friend," asked Jeizo. "Not my ranks, but the ranks of my master, Kuno Garuda. I bring with me 2 of my men and offer you a paid position in my lord's clan and house," replied Furanaku. "Ah, that is good to hear, but how have you been all this time?" "Furanaku-san." "Good as I can be," replied Furanaku. "And you, Jeizo?" "Every day is a struggle, but I am happy for someone without a proper home. I do what I must, you know how it is, how it's always been." "I am sorry, Jeizo. I feel your pain every time I hear that story." "It is okay now, don't be concerned. I, Jeizo no Soto, have learned to detach myself from the comforts and cut all ties of this world." "Jeizo, it is time to reattach yourself. There is great work at hand, my friend." "I understand, Furanaku. You and your master's wish is my command. Besides, I have nothing to lose anyway. Maybe this is a new start to life. Now I can live for something, for a cause greater than myself." "That is good to hear your enthusiasm, my friend. I assure you there is more to live for," replied Furanaku as he placed his hand upon Jeizo's shoulder. "Nice fall, by the way," said Jeizo. "I like the way you used the bridge to your advantage after those bastards tried to stop you, so it seemed." "Are you telling me you saw the whole thing?" replied Furanaku with a surprised look on his face. "It would have been nice if you could have helped us, you know." "I didn't know it was you, and besides, it isn't exactly a footstep away and I would have missed the whole show." "I am glad to know you enjoyed it, Jeizo, but where were you when it happened?" Furanaku asked curiously. "From above these trees you can see everything. Look, in the distance you can see the ravine from here. I did not know it was you falling from the bridge at first, but now that you're all here and smell like wet dogs, I am assuming that it was you." "Very perceptive of you, Jeizo. I am now intrigued." "Who were the other 2 that fell into the water first?" curiously Jeizo asked. "Rogue Nusubito from the ancient monkey clan. One was the leader, Musaya," replied Furanaku. "He is after a stone monkey statue that belongs to my brother Tatsumeng. He believed that the statue thrown into the water was the same one, but it was not, for Tatsume had deceived Musai and had a replica made." Nice work, but why all the fuss over a little stone monkey? Asked Jeizo. That little stone monkey holds the spirit of my master Shochoshu Jinshu, replied Tatsumeng. The statue has the power to give a man stone flesh and the wisdom of Shochoshu himself. I see now, that is some pet monkey you have there, my friend. No wonder it looked like the guy jumped in so willingly. I didn't see the monkey fall in the water first, but I heard a splash previous to the bridge collapsing. That's what got my attention, you see. I suggest that you gather your belongings together, Jeizo, and we will take shelter at our master's tonight, said Furinaku. Let us go, commanded Furinaku. After traveling to Jeizo's cave beneath the waterfall, Jeizo gathered together what little possessions he had, and put on his grey hari from his past service, a black cloak and straw bucket hat to begin his travel to Owari with the covenant of stealth before returning back to Osaka. The hari appeared to be the only thing on him that wasn't black or painted black. Jeizo was skilled in playing the shakuhachi and felt the need to break the silence of the air around him to play a tune. You are skilled with shakuhachi, I see. I am also skilled with shakuhachi, said Mondo. We play song together, yes. Sounds good, agreed Jeizo. What about you, Furinaku and Tatsumeng? In music I am skilled with only my voice, replied Tatsumeng. Better yet, said Mondo. What about you, Furinaku? Asked Jeizo. As you know, Jeizo, I am a percussionist, said Furinaku, although I can sing a little. Too bad you didn't bring your portable drum. Well, I have my drumsticks which I always carry on me that I also use as weapons. I will use them for the beats. Are you all familiar with the Song of the Ancients? Asked Jeizo. The Song of the Ancients, this goes all the way back to the time where my people still held power in this land, replied Mondo. I see, said Jeizo, saying no more. The four noble bushi began playing harmoniously, and across the pinecone-littered pathway through the great valley of Mie, the warm wind blew, and behold, the Song of the Ancients for all who came to cross the valley in the late morn of Igaru country. Furinaku and the loyal hounds eventually come back into the Osaka town district, arriving at their clan home in the secluded Katsushoji temple. Furinaku and the others report back to Master Garuda regarding their mission. Well done, my young ones, and welcome, Jeizo no Soto. You have all fulfilled your duty. Here is some Ryo, share it amongst yourselves, including you two, Jeizo, my newest disciple. I am grateful to train you up in my clan here in this temple. The disciples bowed and were thankful for Kuno's reward. Tomorrow night you all have the day off, including the rest of you. Ryuji, Mikato, so make the best of it. Mondo, you shall receive the clan hari for completion of the mission into Mie Prefecture. Thank Kuno-sama. Mondo bowed low in thankfulness. Kuno stood up, turning himself around as he waved good day, making his way into his personal quarters where he would soon retire for the evening. All 6 disciples jumped for joy and excitement for tomorrow's freedom to express themselves in the outside world. Shinobi holiday! Furinaku and the other disciples shouted in happiness as they laughed in unison. Mikato was almost in tears, for he had not visited an inn for a very long time. He finally had the chance to taste sake again and meet new women. On the morrow was a day of celebration.
Thank you. I am Shigana Sensei, also known as Frankie Traino.